we did shows where, like, sometimes nobody would show up, you know, when we first started out, and give each other the pep talk of like, all right, there might only be 6 people here, 8 people here, but we're still gonna go up, and you know, we're gonna do all 3 sets, and we're gonna give it everything that we had, and luckily everything worked out for us. Every time we went back to that town or that city, there was a lot more people.
It just grew and grew from there.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. It was almost like if it took on a life of its own.
Right.
But it was a lot of hard work that we put into it, and especially her. She took a lot of pride in what she did.
It came through in the music, and obviously so many fans of the film here have probably seen it the very first time you're introduced in the film, or your characters are introduced in the film. It's an audition. It's an action audition scene where you play a riff for her father. Is that something that actually happened? Did you audition to be in the band like that, or?
I auditioned without being told I was auditioning. It was more like they showed up to an event that I was playing, and AB was apparently looking for another guitar player at that time. So he had heard about me in another band that I was playing in, and he went and he saw me, and so yeah, I was doing all the crazy fancy stuff that looks cool. You know? Yeah, so that part of the movie, when I went, it was the only time that I ever actually showed up on set.
So you showed up on set for the filming only one day, from what I remember you telling me, right?
Yeah, it was one day that you know, it was a really, that time for me was it was a little, it was hard.
Understand?
You know, to go and to walk, to know that I was gonna walk into a world that no longer existed at the time for me, and to relive going through all that, the scenes and things like that. So, but what happened was I showed up, you know, was hanging out, talking to John, the actor who played me in the movie.
John Cena, yeah.
Yeah, we're still super tight. Go to Chicago all the time. We see each other.
Wait a second, hold on. You're super tight with the guy who played you.
Yeah,
you realize that, right?
It was weird because when we made the movie, we were already creating a bond, you know, of being really, really friendly with each other. I don't see how that couldn't have happened. You know what I mean? For me, the type of person that I am and the type of person that he is, we're a lot alike. We came to figure that out really quickly. And I couldn't be prouder and happier for the role that he played in the movie, how he did it, and what he's gone on to do. He's in Chicago PD now, and Chicago Fire, and all these Chicago. The dude runs Chicago. I went to go visit him, and you know, it's just funny. But
so there's a guitar scene where your characters audition, and you showed up on the day that they were actually going to film that scene.
Yeah, I still don't know if that was a coincidence or they like setting me up for that.
Yeah, could you arrive on September 16th at 3 o'clock? Yeah.
Because they made it feel like I decided when I wanted to go, so I don't know if they were waiting for me to get there. But anyway, so I got there, and you know, said hi to everybody. Then they were talking about the scene, and you know, well, what kind of music are we gonna put to it? You know, Chrissy's a quote unquote a rocker, so we have to have some of that going on. And then they all looked at me like, and I heard the record scratching my head, the right? And I'm looking at them and I'm like, what's going on? What are y'all thinking? They're like, you could do the part. And I said, I could do the part. Like what? Like, just play the guitar. You know, and so I'm like, and the only reason that I agreed to do it at the time was because John, the actor who was playing me, I actually loaned him the guitar that I recorded a lot of her hits with. Amor Prohibido, Bidi Bidi Bom Bom. That exact guitar I loaned to him.
So that's in the movie that we're seeing. That's the guitar that he's playing in the audition scene, or that you're playing in the audition scene. So you don't actually see his face, you see your magical fingers going.
Yeah,
and that's
you'll see it here in a minute, the scene, but it's like whatever he was wearing in the scene, I want to say it's a cut off like a Jose Cuervo shirt and all these bracelets and things like that. So they're putting all this stuff on me, and I'm like, well, we don't have an app here. What am I going to play through? Right, a guitar app. And they found one.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, they found one. And then we plugged in my guitar, and the first thing that I played is what you hear in the movie, which is the close-up of my hands.
Mm-hmm.
So you see John Sada's face, and then you see my hands doing all this stuff, and that was recorded live in the room, and they went ahead and used that for the movie. So it was, and just a side note, so I started giving John guitar lessons at the time. You know, they were making the movie, and he stuck with it, and he's actually gotten pretty good. So you guys know he can play some guitar.
He's no Chris Perez. I just want to point that out.
He's good. He's good.
So obviously, as you can see, 20 years later, the film has still inspired a younger generation of musicians. Her music, your music, has inspired many generations of music. How would you like her legacy and your legacy of the music to go on? What would you? Is there something in the film that you've seen that you're like, that really encapsulates the whole feeling of the moments you had together, or is there a moment that really defines your time you guys had to spend?
Yeah, there's one scene in the movie where I feel like, you know, it's one thing. I mean, I know not everybody has the opportunity to get a part of their life turned into a movie. So it's really weird to see that on the screen. Like it wasn't the way you saw it through your own eyes. But there's one scene in the movie that I have to say, like, you know, they got that right as far as the way it seemed to me and what the actors bringing out, what was going on in the room. And it was the scene where John Sada comes over, or actually Selena comes over to the hotel, and we end up talking about getting married, and I'm telling her, you know, but you deserve to have the wedding that you want, the way you want to have it. I think the reason that scene for me feels so real, like when it happened, is because I actually got into detail when I was dealing with John and telling him how I felt and what was said in that scene, and Jen as well, and they nailed it. And so on that scene in particular, I went to the debut of the movie, you know, the red carpet and everything, but I don't remember any of it. It was almost autopilot. It was super difficult to sit through, and I don't even think I even looked at the screen. I was just kind of sitting there, you know, and hearing people getting emotional around me. It was a strange thing. It was hard to deal with. So I don't remember that, and I recently watched it, and yeah, that was the scene, the day that we decided to kind of run off and get married. That would be the one scene. You asked me to pick one.
It is a beautiful scene. It's perfect because in the face of all the popularity and everything going on and all the pressure from her family, you guys still chose to do that out of love, and it truly is a wonderful story. We wanted to do something special because we heard it was your birthday a couple days ago, since we have access to a few thousand people. So we were wondering, guys, can you help me sing happy birthday to Chris, everybody? Can we do that? It's actually also the...
I wish I could see everybody.
Yeah, no, well, we got him out there.
I hear you
in a second. It's also the owner, one of the owners of Street Food Center. It's actually her birthday too, Heather. It's her birthday too, so it's gonna be in spirit for her as well. But we're gonna sing it to Chris on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chris. Happy birthday to you.
Y'all sound beautiful. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad to be here for another year, you know. And the last year, I mean, everybody's life, I understand, you know, we have our ups and downs, but I'm just happy to still be around and to be able to share moments like this with you guys.
On a personal note from everybody here, we couldn't be more thankful that you shared so much of yourself with the rest of the world in music. all the time you spent with Selena, the time you spent with us tonight. I think our attendance shows her legacy, your legacy will go on forever. So thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you again, everybody, for coming out and doing this for Selena. She'd be beyond happy. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Chris Perez. Without further ado, the 20th anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, your film, Selena.